Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Joe,
And I'm Jake,
and this is the
the Joe and
Joe and
Jake
Jake
Show.
Show.
Awesome. Great to see everybody. Man, what a good game to be a New York Knicks fan, wouldn't you say, Joe?
What a game! What a game!
I feel like people can tell based on our opening facial expressions how it went. How did this game go, Joey?
We beat the Spurs, and man, they went 11-0 in February. They're on 11. They were on an 11-game winning streak, and we just snapped that apart.
Came to a screeching halt at Madison Square Garden earlier today. Did they lose any games in February?
Nope,
They were
none.
undefeated in the month of February.
Undefeated, bruh.
Well, lots of good things we could talk about here. Joe, very high level. Tell me how you felt about this game.
Happiness, happiness.
Happiness indeed. Happiness indeed. I would agree. I felt happy, but not just because we won, because I think this is like a version of the team that is like our best. You know what I mean? And it was like this was a sustainable victory. I felt that lots of people got involved. It's not like Brunson threw us on his back and carried us through the game. You had a number of different players stepping up to the plate, contributing in major and minor ways, but all important. So we got a couple of folks I think that deserve a shout out, Joe. Who do you want to shout out first?
Well, there's two key guys, and I think one of them you should, give some credit to.
I see.
This
Okay.
doesn't
Okay.
doesn't usually happen, you know. So you got to give some credit to my guy, Mikhail.
I feel like the Jake Dalbiaz Mikal Bridges relationship is really mischaracterized on this show.
Mm-mm.
I think that my feelings towards Mikal Bridges are totally fair. And let me be the first one to say, Mr. Mikal Bridges, if you play like you played tonight on a more consistent basis, the love will be outpouring from me. It'll be embarrassing. Let me just be totally straight with you about that. But I thought Mikal Bridges played some fantastic basketball tonight. He scored 25 points. Obviously, that's great. Knocking down some big threes. He went 5 for 9 from downtown. But that really wasn't the story. The story of Mikal Bridges tonight was what, Joe?
His 5 steals.
His 5 steals, his defense. It was fantastic. He had 5 steals, but let's just talk about, when people hear defense, they think, oh, this is a guy who will shut down the best scorer on the opposing team. I don't think that's the type of defender Mikal Bridges is.
That's
Mikal
OG.
Bridges,
That's OG.
that is OG. OG is big. He's physical. I mean, he gave Wemby a
A
tough time
run
tonight.
for his money today.
It's
Still scored.
impressive.
Still scored 25 points though, but we don't gotta talk about that. But I'm just
Listen,
kidding.
Wemby's going to Wemby. He's going to Wemby. And we'll come back to him because he also had 7 turnovers, which is
Ooh.
kind of a lot.
Yeah. There's
Kind
just
of a lot.
there's just certain players that are unstoppable.
I mean, he did have this one embarrassing poster dunk on OG, but
Yeah.
that wasn't his fault. That was uh, Mitch goes up, leaves his feet to try to like block a shot after a pump fake, and it's like, Mitch, first of all, you
You
don't
ain't
gotta
gonna
jump.
jump.
You don't
Yeah.
gotta jump, bro. And if you lose, like if you let Wemby pass you, we're cooked because nobody else is even close. So I appreciate OG trying to jump in there and stand up, but um just to finish out on going back to Bridges, I think he's at his best defensively when he is interrupting passing lanes and he's disrupting the other team's flow. But when it's really hard to get him to do that is when the team isn't connected defensively. So one of the comments I saw about the Knicks defense was that they were playing connected, almost like a single defensive unit. And I think when they suck, they just look so disconnected. They look confused. Oh, who's got you? Got him? I got him. What are we doing? What are we doing? And when you're playing that way, it's hard for a guy like Bridges to have the confidence to jump in and be aggressive and steal a ball because you don't know, like, does someone have my back? I don't know where you're going to be, therefore I can't take a chance on where I'm going to be. So there's a great stat here that we found, right, Joe? Joe, what is the Knicks record when Mikal Bridges is in a game and he records more than 3 steals?
10-1, right?
10-1 this season. That's a pretty material stat. And it's not to say like, oh, Bridges is him. It's what I was just talking about. When the defense is flowing and they're connected and he has the opportunity and the confidence to try to go for a pass and commit to it, I think that's a symptom of a greater defensive scheme going
And
on.
and it's obvious that like it's true because like he didn't just do that tonight. But I mean, hey, if we go back to one of our favorite Knicks playoff series last year against the Boston Celtics, man, game 1, game 2, that's Bridges showed us that
I
he
agree.
loves getting through those passing lanes. And he got us the W twice. He got us up 2-0 against those guys.
Joe, I fully agree that this was that type of a night for Mikal Bridges. Totally was. Which you love to see. But maybe just taking a quick rewind back because this was a pretty the Knicks were pretty much in control of this game for most of it. But just because I know you were still finishing up some chores and you didn't necessarily get to see the first quarter, um, I wanna maybe just do a quick recap there because I think this is also another thing that made me really happy about the game. So as I'm sitting there listening to the pre games, and I've got the Knicks schedule up in front of me. They have a really tough stretch coming up in the month of March. They've got a ton of away games. They have some really hard opponents just like for the next week or so. And so I'm sitting there like taking a deep breath and I'm saying to myself, okay, Knicks, you got to put your big boy pants on in the month of March. All right, like we've had some ups, we've had some downs, but this is it. This is crunch time before the playoffs. We don't want to see any huge embarrassing losses, and we got a bunch of tough guys this week. So I was really pleased to see the way that this game ended up, but especially because of the way it started out. The way it started out was great defensive energy. Everybody was sticking hard, getting their assignments, but our shooting was trash, man. We couldn't we couldn't buy a bucket. We started off 0 for 6 from 3 points, and we all know what happens when the Knicks are shooting poorly um, from downtown.
It
It's
don't
not
end
good.
well.
It's
It
not
don't
an
end
omen.
well.
It don't end well. It's not a good omen. But they went on a 15-2 run to end the first quarter, and they actually ended up by 22-21 over the Spurs, who led by as much as 12,
That's crazy.
which is great. Then second quarter rolls around. They went on a 7-0 run to open it up, and candidly, it was just the Knicks from there on out. Like the Spurs made a couple of pushes and tried to get close, but like the Knicks were in
We
control for the entire game.
shut
It
him
was a
down.
really great effort. Great
Yeah,
effort.
we shut him down.
We did. And Joe, one of your bench boys came in and really I think had a pretty big impact in the game. Why don't you talk about Mr. Mo Diawara?
Mo Diawara, baby. We love to see our bench guys make big impacts on big games. I mean, it's just great. I mean, 14 points from a guy. And I mean, man, was he just lights out from three today? I mean, that's literally all I could say because he was literally lights out from three. And man, they were leaving him wide open, and he was like, "All right, I'll take this shot." And man, did it go in?
Now, why is it, Joe? Why was he so open? Why did he have so many shot opportunities?
Listen, I don't know. Maybe it's because like they probably were trying to like shut down Brunson and Cat, but Mo Diawara said, "All right, I'll start cooking. I'll start cooking." Man, I don't know what else to say besides that he was lights out from three. That was the main topic, in my opinion.
He did hit some very timely threes, that is for sure. He actually had this one really good three right in front of the Spurs bench as the shot clock was running down, and it was one of those ones like, he's just got to put it up, but he switched it from the corner, which was great, and it was contested too. It was a great shot.
Yeah, one of the best feeling like 3 pointers. Those are always the best threes. Amazing performance by my guy Mo Diawara.
Love to see it.
And
He
was
had
I?
14.
You got it. You got it.
I was going to ask you, you mentioned he ended with 14 points. You pulled a pretty good stat earlier this afternoon about when Mo Diawara scores more than 10 points.
We're 3-0 right now. If Mo Diawara scores more than 10 points, I mean that's just great. That's good. I love that. And then what else? What else about my guy Mo Diawara?
Well, I think he's found his way into the rotation pretty clearly. Mike Brown, I think, sees something in him, and after a night like tonight, it's not hard to explain why.
I mean, yeah, this was a he told Mike Brown today like I deserve these minutes. And man, was I wrong about Jeremy Sohan. But listen, we still love the guy. His defense is still amazing, still great. He could always give you a layup or two or a dunk on in one night. But man, Mo Diawara is he's just a bigger weapon on offense, and he still has that defense in him. He's still good on defense. So if we got a guy that is good on both sides of the ball, it's a win for us.
Totally. And I mean, just going back to your boy Sohan, I've been wanting to say this. I feel like his hair kind of looks like a snow cone. Do you ever?
No,
You ever think
yeah,
that?
I think so. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry Sohan, but I call balls and strikes. I don't know what to say. Um, okay. Well, one other thing I just want to make sure we mention before we get into sort of looking ahead is I think Cat deserves a little bit of credit for this game too.
hmm
Um,
You
double
just got
double.
yeah. And one more thing about Mo Diawara is you just got to give the rookie his credit when he steps up to the plate. I think that's very important, very key, especially on a loaded Knicks roster.
Agreed. I totally agree. I think that sometimes I forget he's a rookie.
Yeah,
Um,
gotta give the rookie his credit, man.
yeah, I think so, and I think he's getting it from Mike Brown. I really think he is.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens to the rotation when McBride comes back.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty stacked at the guard position, but it's just he's going to come back at a time that'll be a pretty. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge for. Um,
Him to
it's
like
going to be a
fit back
challenge for
in.
Mike Brown to see like where he fits. You know.
Yeah, to like fit him back into the rotation. But hey, you know Jose's flexible.
He is, but I thought Jose did a really good job in the non-Brunson minutes, giving a different look to the Spurs. You know, they came in clearly with a game plan on how to slow Brunson down, and they slowed him down. He had to work for his points, but you know, as soon as they subbed him out, Alvarado is like a lightning bolt down the court, 5 assists. He had this one no-look backdoor pass.
Bridges
Um,
slam.
Oh man, I just whenever you see Bridges dunking, that's how you know it's an indication the game's going well, or he's feeling it. But I did want to make a quick moment and give Cat some credit for tonight. I don't think he had like an outstanding game, but I think he had a good game, and
Still got his double double.
he got a double double. But even more so, like I didn't see complaining about fouls. I didn't see oh my gods going on. He was playing basketball. He went in hard for a bunch of tough rebounds. He was a presence in the paint. Ton of dunks, and I think he played smart because Wemby was not guarding him. Wemby was guarding Diawara and Hart, which is actually why I think they had so many shot attempts because Wemby like just wasn't guarding them. But I thought that Towns did a good job. He did have a little bit of foul trouble, but he didn't foul out.
Yeah,
I
he
give him
ended with 5 fouls.
5 fouls exactly,
Yeah,
and you know some of them continue to be stupid fouls.
yeah. There was
Um,
this one like foul where he literally just like went like this to Wemby, and then like if he didn't do that, that would have been such a good play because like, after he did that, like he had this beautiful pass to I think Hart, but then it was a foul. So
yeah, and like if this is sort of where you could draw the line for Cat and be like, this is the worst he'll play, or this is like close to the worst he'll play, I'll take that because some of his bad games have just been like so bad. Um,
really bad.
and I just, maybe it didn't come out of the stat sheet, but I thought his effort was there today, and he wasn't complaining about the refs, which I had,
That's like the key for Cat.
yeah, we had said that in an earlier episode. So, um, all right, maybe looking ahead a little bit. I got two more things on our agenda that we talked about, Joe. Right?
Wait,
the outlook.
one more thing about our play today is that honestly, we didn't have as many turnovers as we usually do. Especially during that Cavs game that we didn't really get to talk about, but listen, we took an L against them. We couldn't really do anything about Donovan Mitchell and Harden. And I think at that time the Cavs were 6-1 with Harden. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that, but
You know, let's spend a quick minute on that game. That game sucked. And that game, I think, confused everyone because, I mean, I did say I was scared of the Cavs, right? I said I was a little concerned about them and Harden, and I think he brings something to that team that they really haven't had before. Take some of the pressure off Mitchell. I do not want to see them succeed, like just straight up. But
but we all know that they're not playoff performers, especially since they added the playoff choker, James Harden. I mean, like, he's still great in the regular season, great player at 36 years old, still a bucket, as I say. But man, they're not a playoff. They obviously make the playoffs. I'm saying like they're not gonna rise during the playoffs. Like last year, we saw that they could not get it done against the Pacers, and and then like James Harden had another terrible game 7 against the Nuggets. You know, so I don't their playoff picture looks a little weird since like James Harden's just not a playoff performer, but I mean, hey, they're a regular season team, and I just think that that's just how they play. So
yeah, I mean, we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see.
like that's all we will say. Like we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong, Joe. That's certainly what history would say, but you just never know. You never know, and I just feel like I just got this like vibe. I don't really know how to explain it, but um, look, I think the way that you talked about that game is right. Just like we didn't know it. Like, what do you even make of that game? Like, I don't even know. And I actually thought that Monica McNutt, who I really like, I think that she has great insights. I love listening to her on the radio. I think she's a great a great feature of this broadcasting franchise that covers the Knicks. She said she was just so confused. I think she used the word perturbed. She was perturbed at the outcome. And she said, why am I perturbed? I'm perturbed because for this group of guys who are this experienced, I just don't expect. What should I expect was kind of her question. And I just kind of thought they'd be more together. They'd be more consistent. We wouldn't be seeing these like head scratching games like Cat has taken 5 shots. Like, what the heck is that? And she was sort of asking the question like, what is reasonable to expect when it comes to where the Knicks should be at this point in the season? And actually, if you line that up, I pulled this quote off the internet from Cat. If you line this up versus what Cat said after the game, Cat goes, right now we're all trying to figure it out. We're still trying to figure out the system, the new things that we're doing, the nuances that go with it, and the changes we're trying to make. I know being in New York, everyone wants a finished product right now. People want instant gratification, but we're still trying to figure out a lot. And I actually was like, you know what? Cat gives good post-game interviews. He tells you like pretty straight up like what's going on. And it got me thinking, that quote. Like what Monica said versus what Kat said, it got me thinking. And so, Joe, I got a question for you. If you look across the NBA right now, is there a team that has more pressure or bigger expectations on the outcome of their season than the New York Knicks?
Nope. No shot. No
Being
way.
honest, think about it. Think about it.
There's
Who
nothing
could
to
it
think
be?
about. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to think about at all.
You're so sure. I mean, I agree. The pressure that we put on as New York fans, I said this before, we're kind of awful. We're kind of terrible fans.
We're terrible. Like
We
if we
just
have a terrible game, we're like, oh my gosh, we suck. We're not gonna win the championship. We're not even gonna make it past the first round. But then if we're like winning, yeah, we could win the championship for like we'll win the championship. We'll win it like back to back years. Like
Wavered.
we are,
Never wavered.
we're terrible fans.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but whatever. I think that we're not that terrible, but like we could be better. And so it gave me a little moment of reflection where it's like, you know what? Look, the Knicks, they have the win now. We're supposed to win because the East is wide open. But we're not winning. We're not in first place. We're not beat. We went 0-3 versus the Pistons. We had a bad January. We're trying to learn our new system with Mike Brown. Cat's not playing well. Giannis, injuries, like all this stuff. And it's just like these guys. It's like another opponent that's out there against them. So here's what I was gonna say. I think that there's 21 games left in the season.
That's it.
I know.
We need more.
Well, hopefully we're gonna get more in the postseason, but we got 21 games left in the season. What I'd like to do is see the Knicks continue to hone the team, really craft their rotations. You saw them during the regular season last year with Tibbs. Like Tibbs had a game plan, and there was Plan A. There was no Plan B. Plan B was Plan A. When that wasn't working in the series versus the Pacers, you saw these like last minute like, oh, let me put Mitch and Cat together or whatever. It's like, bro, you should have figured that out in the regular season. But he wasn't doing that. Now Mike Brown, I think, is doing that, and I think sometimes we look at things that Mike Brown does and we're like, hey, that's pretty stupid. And he's like, well, yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, right? Like, that's what this regular season is for. And my outlook for the rest of the year is like, look, I don't really care. Obviously, I want to see us end up in either the 2 or 3 seed, but I don't really care who we beat, what the margin is. I want us to use this time wisely because it doesn't matter. The playoffs matter. So I want him to like think ahead, ask what questions need to be answered, and go put them out there on the court and see what you're playing with. That's what I want him to do.
Yeah, this is a practice run for the playoffs. Like we said, like when we talked about how we have a tough stretch going on, we gotta act like these are playoff games because we gotta be ready for it. Especially since like we only have 9 home games, which is like that's for us that's not good because we are great at home and then we have 11 away games, which we are like just around 500 at away games. So, and some of these games are going to be away. Like, I know the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Rockets, those are all going to be away games. And we had 2 very close games with the Nuggets and Rockets. I mean, we had a crazy comeback against the Rockets. Everyone knows that. And then we had a double overtime against the Nuggets. And, yeah, so,
Hey, Joey, I think that's well said, but I think this is very good prep for the playoffs. We're going to spend a ton of time on the road. We got to make sure that we're bringing that energy because when you're in a 7-game series, you got to play road games. And last year we were a better road team than we were this year. And so I think maybe getting back to some of those like, dare I say it, Tibbs roots where we were better on the road, right? And we were gutsy and gritty. And you do see Josh Hart digging out these like late game offensive rebounds, taking possessions away from the other team. He's not supposed to get those rebounds, but he does. He finds a way to do it. And I think that's that, fight it out, gritty Knicks vibe that, like we had when we had DiVincenzo, right? And I think Alvarado kind of brings that back. And I think he kind of inspires everybody else. I mean, that's what I saw today. Guys on the bodies on the floor, fighting, clawing. Like, oh, God, it makes me so excited. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting March. We're going to find out a lot about who we are as a team. And I'm excited. I'm excited for it. This was a great way to start it off with this beat of the San Antonio Spurs. We snapped their winning streak. 11-0 is over. Is over. And we held them 89 points is the lowest they've scored all season.
Wow.
That's right.
And we did that.
and
A
we did that.
team that is not known for their defense at all.
Not known for their defense, and at the end of the day, we will never be known for our defense. With Cat and Brunson as two of our starters, we're never going to be a top defensive team. So when we can put out something like this, that's big.
Big,
That's big.
big time stuff.
Big time stuff. All right, we had one last thing that we wanted to hit because we thought it was kind of fun before we wrap tonight. We had this conversation about a topic called superstitions or rituals, sports rituals and superstitions. For example, before every game, Joey and I will wear these orange rubber bands. So when you go to Madison Square Garden, at various points in the game, they have the T-shirt toss, and I know they do this at other stadiums. But the T-shirt toss, and when you catch a T-shirt, it's got two orange rubber bands wrapped around it. So at the opening day for last season, I made this epic one-handed catch with a T-shirt, gave the T-shirt to Joe, but we each kept a rubber band. So we'll wear that before most games. I don't remember to put it on before every game, I'll admit, Joe. And the thing is, like, do we win every time we wear the rubber band? No, we don't. But it's a little bit of a ritual where it's like, okay, I'm really going to do this. For example, today, wearing my NBA Cup Champions hat because we beat the Spurs in the NBA Cup. So that's why I liked how we kind of have their number. Joe, what are some rituals or superstitions that you do during the season?
This has kind of been a new one. I don't actually think you know about this one, but it's making popcorn at halftime.
Is that why you don't have it in the first half? Get out of here. I was wondering, usually Joey D's got like a double bagger in a metal bowl. Wow, so you've been intentionally doing it at halftime?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And one other one is like, wow. Like, so there's this one Brunson t-shirt that I got for Christmas. And right now, like every time I've wore it while we've played, we've been 2-0. So
I think I know the shirt you're talking about.
So I don't obviously can't wear it every night because I don't want to ruin the streak. But if we really
that's
need
what
to
I was
win,
going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. You don't go to it every time.
nope.
You keep it in the pocket in case you need to pull it out, right?
Yeah, like man, what was I gonna say? This like that T-shirt, like I'm only gonna wear it when we really need a win. And one of those wins was when Tyler Kolek went crazy on Christmas Day to let us win that game. And man, was that a good game to win, especially on Christmas. Man, it felt good. It felt good. And
Kolek saved Christmas.
yeah. And like there was one like now like we've been watching more Knicks games in your office, Dad. And most of the outcomes have been pretty solid so far.
That is true. We did put the TV back in the office, and Joe and I have been watching it in here. Also trying to give Mom more access to the big TV downstairs while we're, watching these games with a little bit more purpose and intent.
Yeah.
So it's been good. I agree.
But the first time we watched in there, it was Knicks vs. Kings, and that was the game where it was like super embarrassing, where we scored 17 points in the first quarter, and it was just not a good game. And it was like the start of our terrible January.
Yeah, it was the start of the fall for sure. Sometimes I'll wear my OG jersey, like when I'm like I really need OG to like bring it tonight, because there's this crazy stat that we looked up earlier today. When OG Anunoby scores more than 20 points in a game this season, the Knicks are 16-3.
That's just great.
That's it. I mean, we should do a whole segment on that. But all I was bringing that up is sometimes I'll wear my OG jersey, but again, I don't wear it every time. And listen, some rituals, like let's say the Knicks are just in a funk and they need a new change of vibe. Sometimes I'll go upstairs and I'll switch my hat, or I'll go change my sweatshirt.
Yeah, one game I had to do that, and they did win.
It's funny. Some people may think like I'm nuts right now for what I'm saying, but it totally matters. It totally makes a difference. And actually, we are missing actually our biggest good luck charm. We didn't even talk about our biggest fourth quarter clutch good luck charm. I know it pains you. I know it absolutely pains you to say this, but I'll say it. It's your sister.
Yeah.
Anytime you and I are sitting there biting our nails because it's been a tough game and we've done all the work and been watching since tip off, and it's like, oh my god, we've invested so much. I don't want to lose this game. She just sits down so nonchalant. She's like, what's the big deal? They're gonna win. Don't worry about it. She's like, look, Brunson's in. It's fine.
Yeah, like she usually comes back from like being somewhere and she's like, "Oh, the Knicks." And then we're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "What's the matter, guys? Like we're only down by like 5. Like we're gonna win." And I'm like,
She has such chill vibes.
and
She's
then
like, that's
every
exactly
time
what I need.
and every time we win when like after a big game, she's like, "See guys, I told you we were going to win." I was like,
Yeah, why'd you get so nervous? You guys need to relax. And I'm
I'm,
like, ugh.
we're like, "Be quiet."
But of course, when we bring her to the games and she's watching it the whole time, she's in there yelling at the refs. Like, I'm so proud. Anyway, anyway, all right, Joe. I love talking to you so much. Has been such a good thing that we started. I'm glad that we did it, and
Facts.
I like your new mic setup, by the way, as well. Sounds pretty good.
Thanks. All right, wait. There's one more thing I want to talk about that we do talk about every time, except there's a different outcome of what I'm going to say.
What are we talking about?
So you guys always know about my guy Jordan Clarkson, how I always, yap about how he doesn't get enough minutes, and he deserves more, which I do agree. I mean, at the beginning of the season, he was looking great for us. He was taking pull-up jumpers every time, and it was just green every time. It was just great. So I was always just like, man, why don't we get more of this? And like when we do have him on the court, we could get a bucket, like we could get some wins. But recently, my opinion has changed. I mean, today we put in our bench with like Kolek, McCollar, Huckporty, Diawara, all the guys, all of our guys, and then I see no Clarkson, and
No Clarkson.
I'm like,
He didn't
what?
even get garbage minutes.
I was like, what is going on here? I'm like, what the heck? It was just crazy to me how he didn't get that.